Can't you just?
Hi, good morning. How you doing, Beck?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm all right, except I'm a little bit perturbed because when I'm talking, it's not swapping cameras. So I hope,
Oh, is it not?
well, it doesn't bother me too much
Oh,
because it means
no.
people won't see me, but I'm quite happy about that. But it means the camera's going to be on you all the time. Perhaps it's
Ah,
not.
poor buggers.
Perhaps it is switching on, I'm not sure. But if it's not, this is just going to be my voice and you on camera all the time. I don't know
Sorry,
why.
everyone.
I don't know why it would be doing that. Perhaps I'm wrong. I don't know. So we're going to have another little chat today, like we did a few weeks ago, I think. And we were talking about the girls then, but we've got a lot more stuff to discuss this time, haven't we?
Yeah, been a busy week.
Bloody hell, it's been a mental week for the last last week and a half, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we've had, I mean, first of all, the football, last weekend, I felt gutted when we conceded those two goals because
Yeah.
it was more like losing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I would have taken that point before the game. So that's how I'm kind of looking at it.
Yeah, I think I would have as well, definitely.
Mm.
Um, don't know though, I really felt like totally gutted afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, I
But
know what you mean.
and I think like listening to Wayne Rooney's post-match comments, I don't know, people saying he threw the players, the subs under the bus. I just think he was being honest myself. And there's two ways of looking at it. You never hear John Eustace say that, but he's not John Eustace, is he? And
No, that's
that's
it.
why he's got the job, I suppose.
Mm. Yeah,
Girls,
just saying it as it is, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. Girls have done all right, haven't
Ah, brilliant.
they?
Amazing.
And you were just saying you've been a bit quiet on the girl front, but that's because we've had so much going on, haven't
Yeah. Yeah.
we? Was that Holly?
Yeah. Yeah, that's Holly. Just postman. It's fine.
Okay. So the week has
Um,
been, it's been a really sort of weird week because it started off, I think, well, if we go back a little bit, and I put an email into the group that I sent to the club regarding the 21 people murdered in the pub bombings, and my phone's going mental now, you might guess. The 21 people murdered in the pub bombings in Birmingham in 1974. And
yeah.
it was really in response to the fact that the club had got their first fans open forum on the same date as the anniversary of the pub bombings, the 49th year. And I thought it was like really insensitive, to be honest. And I was surprised that no one at the club picked it up. But we emailed, didn't we? You emailed,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you didn't get a response. And so I followed it up with another email. And then we didn't actually directly get a response, but they responded to Julie, didn't they? So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
our email, and then Julie sort of picked it up. Julie Hambleton, who is, Julie is, I don't know, like the spokesperson, I would say, for the 21 families.
Yeah.
That
I
were
would say
murdered.
so.
Yeah. So Julie then had a call from Ian Dutton. In our email, we told, we actually sent it to Ian Dutton and Gary Cook, didn't we? So in our email, we told Ian Dutton that we would be collecting outside, or Julie would be collecting outside the club shop on Saturday when we played Ipswich.
Yeah, the Ipswich, yeah.
And after our email, actually, strange enough, I think I was sort of talking to Julie at the time or something, and an email came through from Ian Dutton saying that they're going to send someone out to see her when she's there and to discuss the possibilities. So the background of this really is that the 21, well, a plaque was promised. 2 of the 21 were Birmingham City supporters, and there was going to be a plaque for these two particular people, and then I think everyone sort of, well, I did at first, I thought it was a bit weird. Why don't we just have the plaque for all of them, and I think that's the right thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the club
Agreed.
sort of, sorry, Beck.
I know, I'm just saying I agree.
Okay.
21 or 21, it should be
Yeah.
considered.
Yeah, and I think really what the families were grasping at is just getting some sort of recognition, you know. And there'd been the stuff where Pete had taken Peter had taken stuff into the club, like the silhouettes and everything, because the club requested them to do some stuff with and to make this monument. And then, you know, months later, Julie wanted to go back and get the silhouettes because she wanted to do a presentation somewhere else, and the club had no idea where they were. So really, you know, did they even do anything with them? That they just?
Yeah.
I'm not. The thing is, it was the old owners then. All right, so a lot of things have changed since. Upshot of what happened on Saturday. Well, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah.
You were there with Julie on Saturday, and
Yeah.
the upshot of it was that, cut a long story short, they decided that they would meet with Julie this week just gone. So we waited sort of for some contact, and on Tuesday afternoon, Julie got an email from Jeremy Dale and Ian Dutton, no, from Jeremy Dale, I think, asking if she could come in to the club on Thursday afternoon. And he would be there, and perhaps Ian Dutton too. So, okay, everything was going ahead. We're going to go and see them, see what happens. So I couldn't make it. I'm in Spain. It was too short notice for me to go. You couldn't make it, could you? Because
work. Yeah, just how it was, short notice for me.
yeah, you had a surgery or something, didn't you? Because Beck is a veterinary nurse, so she had some patients to see. Is that what you call them? Do you call them patients?
Yeah, patients. Yeah.
There's not a bovine. There's not a dog now.
They're all patients.
No, okay. So your patients, you didn't want to let your patients down, and you couldn't because there's no one to fill in for you. So in the end, it was Julie, Bill, and Pete that went. So they got there. They had their meeting with Jeremy, and I think it was all, you know, nice. It's difficult sometimes getting over I don't like explaining exactly what it is that Julie and the families want. And I know what they want. And I think you know what they want. They just want recognition, nothing more, nothing less. So during the conversation, I think Jeremy said that, you know, they don't want really to be involved in anything that's seen to be political. Yeah. Well, what happens when you say political to Julie?
Yeah, she gets a bit
stand back.
Yeah.
Because quite honestly, you know, this isn't political. The way I would look at it would be, you know, if we look back at Manchester, you know, I mean, Man United and Man City had a game before the inquest was even held, you know, and politics weren't mentioned at all. And if you look at Hillsborough, you know, Hillsborough's been an ongoing thing for years, and politics aren't mentioned at all, although there was loads of issues about, you know, the inquiry and who was to blame and all this, you know, but the family stuck together and got what they wanted, you know. And of course, the biggest one of all, 9/11, you know, I mean, the president went down, you know. So it's not political. It would be like almost, that's sort of what I thought about last night. I was thinking about it. I thought it would be a bit like, you know, and I'm not having a go at Jeremy or anyone here, but and they're new to the post. You have to remember this, you know. I mean, they are Brummies though, because next one, any Brummie should know that day, you know, they should. But I think they've just come in. They've got a lot of things to do, you know, and we understand that. And to be honest, they've been absolutely amazing for the first 3 or 4 months, haven't they? You know, and that, you know, which is something else we'll talk about in a while. But you know, so the way I thought of it was, how would Jeremy react if 21 mothers whose children had been killed came into that office yesterday and had that conversation, would he ask them, excuse me, but are you being political?
It's really sensitive, isn't it?
Well, would you say that to those people?
No, definitely not.
So I think what Jeremy has to do and what the club have to do is look at Julie, who is still a grieving family member who lost her elder sister, and look at her as a person, not someone who is going to challenge politically anything regarding the football club. We don't want the football club to be involved in anything political, because it isn't political what we want.
Yeah.
What we want is the memory of 21 people honoured, and it hasn't been honoured, it just hasn't.
No.
And I'm not, listen, Beck, don't you, how I feel about it, and I know how you feel about it, It's not just Blues, it's Villa as well. I'm not having a go at Blues. Blues are my club. I love the club at the moment. The club is our club. It doesn't matter who at the moment owns it. It's our club. And those people are our people.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
So anyone who's in stewardship of our club at the moment, or at any time in the past, that doesn't honour those people, owe us an apology, because that's our club. And we want our club to do that. That's what we want our club to do.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, Jeremy has said that going forward, we're going to look now towards, I think the start of December, because there's quite a lot of stuff going on, I think, with different things with the Blues. And at some time at the start of December, he's going to have a chat with Tom Wagner and the people in America, and they're going to come back with some kind of idea of what's going to happen. So this would be sort of going forward, if you want, for the next year, because next year, what is it next year, Beck?
No, it's the 50th memorial.
See how clever you are.
Yeah.
Just knew that, didn't you?
I knew that, yeah.
So next year is the 50th year, and it's 50 years. It's a milestone, and it's not an anniversary.
No.
This is 50 years of
mourning,
of mourning, an annual sorrow. Every time that date comes around, everyone is really sad and upset by it, and that's what upset us about the club having the first forum on that date. And in all fairness to them, they moved it.
Yeah, fair play. And they responded quite quickly to that, didn't they? And they've moved it. So that's a step forward.
They've shown recognition. That's what we want. But the 50th year, and apparently, Ian Dutton said that, give them a little bit of time, and they're going to make the 50th year, like they're going to do, hopefully, a lot of events leading up to the 21st, which would be absolutely fantastic. It's all the club wants to become a part of our community, and this is a really big chance for them to do it. It definitely is not
political.
It isn't, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm not political. I don't care. The politics side of it don't bother me. Listen, whoever did that, they need to catch them. Whoever did any murder of anyone needs to be caught. Murder is murder. It's not political. 21 people died. Were any of them kids and adults political? A 16-year-old walking past a pub, had his legs blown off, was killed by flying glass.
That's really bad.
And died on the side of the street. And can you look down at that person and ask him if it's political?
It breaks your heart, doesn't it?
It's not political. And the other thing, really, that in fact, I emailed Jeremy this morning and asked him, because next year's next year, isn't it?
But it's only a few months away.
But the point
the memorial,
we've got the 21st is still to come yet, isn't it? So the club has an opportunity now to show what it can do and to show intent. So on the 25th, we play Sheffield Wednesday. Now, this is an opportunity for the club to say, listen, we are with the community. It's not going to cost them a lot of money. It's not going to take a lot of organising. But my idea would be for the club, for instance, for the players to wear black armbands. You know, it's a sign of respect. For the names of the 21 people to be shown inside and outside on the screens at St Andrews.
Yeah.
For a minute of silence before the kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these sort of things are dead simple to implement. We just want to remember our dead. That's all we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not a difficult thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and even things like training tops with the names on, whatever, that might be a little bit short order to get that sort of thing. Fair enough. You can get black armbands. We know people that will put the names on the screen for them if we want, don't we? Because someone's just our new thing at the front, haven't they? Jamie Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? We'll see it soon. Then, you know, and then a minute's silence. I'm not sure. Probably have to go and ask the EFL to okay that. I'm not sure. Probably do. But if you do, they're not going to say no, are they?
Oh, no.
So there's nothing to stop the club doing that on the 25th when we play Sheffield Wednesday. There's nothing to stop it.
No.
Let us have our little bit of grief. It's in-house. It's at Birmingham City. It's our ground. There's going to be a few invited outsiders there, Sheffield Wednesday, and I'm sure they're going to, you know, they're going to. I
think they're quite a respectable bunch, aren't they?
Well, listen, they've gone through Hillsborough, haven't they?
Hmm.
You know, it was their ground when that, you know, so, you know, the whole thing on the 25th is a fantastic opportunity for us to grieve together.
Yeah.
You know.
And provide some comfort to those families. You'd hope, maybe.
I can't, honestly, I think like the amount, the comfort that it would bring to people after 50 years for the new owners to give our families, that 21 families that didn't, all right, 21 people died. How big are the ripples from that?
Mm.
Children that were never born, weddings that never happened. You know, it's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you've only got to look at Julie and see what she's going through.
Yeah.
Every single day. I know if I spoke to her for 10 minutes on the phone now about that night, she would be crying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You know, these wounds don't heal.
No.
And I think to say that it's political, to be honest, is insulting because
it's easy, yeah.
You know, look at her when she's crying and tell her that, you know what, you know, when your sister was murdered that night, your big sister, it was political. Because you know something, it wasn't, just wasn't.
Oh, it makes
me so angry then, I dropped my biro.
No, it makes you so sad.
It does make you sad, you know, and I mean, it's not a lot to ask. But we're going to say this, aren't we, that I'm glad, I hope everyone will be happy that we're going after the Villa, aren't
we? Yeah.
We've already fired a few emails at them. And I've already got a few contacts on the inside of the Villa. And you know what? When we do this stuff, hopefully on the 25th, we're going to hold that up to the Villa and say, what are you doing? Or what have you done even? And if you haven't done anything, it's a disgrace.
Yeah, and why?
But you can pull yourselves out of it by going forward, recognising the people that were murdered the same as Birmingham City is doing. Yeah. You know, look at us for an example. Look at the Blues for an example for once in your bloody life. Stop giving us grief and follow what we're doing, because it's our city, but it's our city as well. You know, it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Colours don't come into it. You know, we're going to have our battles with Villa all the time. You know, I've got some good mates who are Villa fans, to be honest. You know, I think most people have. My dad was an ardent Villa fan. Mm. My brother and sister are Villa fans. I escaped. I was lucky, you know, because I've always been a Blues fan. You know, Villa have never, like, you know, well, I'm just indifferent to them, you know. But on this, we have to stand by them. You know, we have to stand side by side on this. You know, and Villa need to do the same. So if there's any people here who are Villa fans, who knows, might be, or if you know any Villa fans, just do what we're doing and just try and get some sort of result for this, you know, because we desperately need it, don't we, Beck?
Oh yeah, it would be so amazing if both clubs did some sort of memorial plaque, did something just for them, even if it's not this year and it is for the 50th memorial. If both clubs come together and you basically uniting a city, and as you said, we're all grieving together. It would just be amazing if both clubs just come together and do it. It's just, yeah, it'd be brilliant.
I think so. I think the thing that, like, in my head, I mean, it might be mad because a lot of Blues fans are like anyway. I'm imagining a Blues Villa game, right, where we where we don't chase them off and they don't chase us off. I'm saying that now for balance, all right? Where there's no, you know, there's no sort of wanting to kill each other, where we can all watch a Blues Villa game, put our hands in our pockets for you know, and support and remember the people that died, because that's what it's about, you know.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, swallow your pride.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any animosity with it, should there? You
know, no.
We don't want the team, do we?
Oh, definitely not. No, this is more than football. This is about a city coming together. It's like the colours, it doesn't matter. Football team support doesn't matter. This is remembering what happened to our city and the people that we lost, and just having a little bit of respect.
Yeah, and you know, it's the fact that we've got owners that care about us for once.
Yeah.
You know, they care about us. They care about the people. Not everything that surrounds it. Not all the shite that we've had to put up with for years.
Yeah.
Not that, you know. So I'm going to stop going on about this now, because I tend, you know what I'm like, don't you?
I do.
I'm going to calm down a little bit. So you can put the muzzle on me, right?
I'm not saying anything.
So on Monday, we're hoping that we will hear something from Jeremy regarding this whole thing now. And hopefully, please, Blues, Jeremy, if you're watching, anyone that's got anything to do with this, with making the decision for Blues, please, for everyone, have respect and do something in that Sheffield Wednesday game. Just show us intent. That's all we want.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
And it's not political. It's not. All right, and so there's something else that we've been having a little chat about, you know, and that is some of the facilities at Blues.
Interesting,
isn't it? Because we can see what they've done in 3 months. It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? It is.
Oh yeah, you can't fault them, and we are thankful. We're not being ungrateful. We are thankful for what you've done.
You know, it's so brilliant for us to have that back in after so many years of putting up with shite, you know.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we've put up with for years. But I think, you know, we were talking about this earlier, weren't we? And it's like, and I don't like saying this because it sounds a bit ungrateful, but when you just scratch below the surface a bit, there's still an awful lot of things wrong, isn't there?
Yeah. It's disabled facilities, and I've been asking supporters, or mainly women, their experiences with the women's facilities at Blues, and it's not good, the feedback that I got. Even though it was I directly asked women, I did get a few men respond, which is absolutely fine. It just sounds like the men's and women's facilities are both just as bad as each other. The fact that it's not clean, people are walking in, seeing men urinating in the sink that they
How
have to
bad
wash
is
their
that, man?
hands in. It's
Just the men doing that.
as far as I'm aware. No, we won't do that.
It's typical of blokes, though, isn't it? And I was saying to you earlier, wasn't I? When they've had a few drinks, I don't care. But it's about time they showed a little bit of respect. And those disabled toilets are for people with disabilities. And disabilities doesn't mean being in a wheelchair, does it?
Absolutely not. No. We all know now that the world, how the world is going now, that you don't need to be in a wheelchair to be classed as disabled. It goes beyond visibility and what you can see, and we do have supporters that carry that disability, and they need to be acknowledged.
Yeah, and I did a podcast on Monday, I think. No, Wednesday.
It was Tuesday, wasn't it?
Tuesday, yeah, with Steve O'Brien, Obi, and he's got like what you want to call an invisible disability, if you like. And
detected at the front door.
what was that?
No, just ignore it.
And so you know, he was telling us about his experiences at the Blues, and it isn't nice. A lot of people sent in experiences, and if you want to sort of watch that particular podcast, it's on our new Stephen Beck
YouTube channel,
which is linked to the project. We decided to do that because it's just easier for me to upload stuff, because I was having all sorts of issues when I'm just open to that sort of thing. So anyway, we've got that going, and so there's things like he sent me photos, you know, Obi did, and oh God, seriously, it's not nice. I mean, it's bad enough. You know, I've been to the Blues, obviously, like hundreds of times, and it's always a bit horrible in the toilets. And you suppose you're going to get that, you know, you can't constantly be cleaning it, you know. But I think with the disabled facilities, what other clubs have done, I know Villa, for instance, have a dedicated steward to look after those facilities, and they have radar keys, so that you have to, you know, you have to have that key to get into the facility. They're not just left open.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening at the Blues? Who's that person? So at the Blues, they're just left open. There's not a designated steward looking after specific areas and making sure that facility isn't abused, you know. So people just going in there. Obi said himself, you know, that he asked someone, you know, do you mind not using these? You know, and someone just told him to fuck off, you know. It's just ain't right, is it? You know, I mean, you shouldn't be using those disabled facilities. All right, you know, you might have to stand in queue for a bit. But the thing is, at least you're able to stand in queue. It's not nice. People need their dignity. And those facilities at the moment, I think, leave quite a bit to be desired. Although some areas of the ground, we did have some compliments, I think, the cop ones near where the away fans are.
Yeah, there was, well, mixed. I had some people say that they were good, they were clean, but then others were saying, well, no, actually it's not really at a good standard. So it was that was a mixed thing with the cop area, which is, you know, is fine. But yeah, it's literally all around the stadium. We've had people from the family stand talk about the disgusting state of the toilets, which you don't want to take your child in there, do you? It's not pleasant. Something needs to be done about it.
Like we were saying earlier, that you know, that particular thing is likely to affect women, isn't it, more than men? So you know, you want to take your girlfriend down the Blues, and they've been in an experience that horrible with situation in the women's toilets, which apparently is quite bad.
Yeah.
But who makes them bad? The women.
Well,
I don't know, you know.
No, no, it's just when you walk in. I mean, for me, it smells. There's just toilet roll everywhere, and the toilets aren't clean, and it's
Do
gross.
you think men do that? Do you think the men go in there?
I couldn't tell. I don't think so. When I've been down St, I've never seen men going into the women's toilets. I mean, they probably would if they have a daughter.
I suppose, yeah.
So that if men are taking their daughters down to the football, they
What I meant
might
was,
just
do you think blokes are going in there and using it because they can't be asked to wait for the men's?
probably.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, you girls need to clean your act up then if it's only girls going in there, because what you're doing throwing toilet rolls around. You should know better. You're a female.
Mm. No, you know what I mean.
By the way.
You know, it's just not clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the, Obi was saying that, like, when he first, at some point, like, ladies' sanitary products were given away free in the toilets, which is absolutely brilliant. He said it was really good for about 2 games, and then every time they went in, there's nothing in there, and what was in there, they just pull the lever, bang, 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 get them all out and throw them all over the place. It just needs a bit of policing, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's all it is, policing.
And cleaning,
And a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like the thing that struck me was that there was a lot of we've sent in a couple of complaints about, like, the service in the canteens and all that stuff, and getting a pint, how long it takes. By the time you've got the second half started, that lazy staff and all that sort of stuff. I haven't actually been witness to that, but there's a lot of people that have, and then suddenly, like, these beer dispensers appear, which is great. You go up, you put your card in, you pour yourself a pint, fantastic. But meanwhile, the disabled people are swimming around in 2 inches of urine, with sanitary products everywhere, with drunken blokes having a pee in the sink. But the beer dispensers are there. You know what I'm...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Perspective. Yeah.
Yeah. No, like at the Albion, for instance, the Albion have got their own disability liaison officer. Now, I know at the Blues that there's, I forget the guy's name now, but he doubles up. He's in the ticket office and he's in charge of the disabled facilities. Now, if I've got this wrong, I'm sure someone from the Blues who might be watching this is going to tell me, have we got our own disability liaison officer? I don't think we have. Because the lady at the Albion is really switched on to it. We've spoken to her. Obi spoke to her. She came straight back. She told him all about it. This is what we do. We're really hot on it, And that's the baggies. I mean, what's that all about?
Yeah, and it's a legal requirement. This is what the most important thing is. It's a legal requirement to make sure that
you said the wrong thing there, because I don't think it is the most important thing.
Well,
I know what you're saying.
For them.
Yeah, for them, the most important thing is people's dignity. But you're absolutely right. It's a legal requirement. All right, it's not a legal requirement to have someone standing on the door like a doorman, checking people in and out of the disabled facilities. But that's just what we'd expect. It's not cheap to go down the Blues. And then when you get there, if you've got a disability and you have all that crap, and you can't go to the loo, or you need to change a colostomy bag or something, and you've got no privacy to do it, it's those sort of things, isn't it, Beck?
Yeah, and you're not going to want to go back, are you?
No, bloody hell, no, definitely not. Because that, like, loss of dignity is a big thing. It's absolutely awful. Are we going to be, like, looking at this, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely.
To put it mildly, we're going to be looking at it.
Yeah.
I mean, meanwhile, if anyone from the club wants to make a comment on the project page or come directly to me or you, then obviously they can do that. You know, they can do that by all means, because we're happy to hear from anyone at the club that wants to put the situation right.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Blues fans are a little bit out of touch in some ways, but not in this way. We're out of touch in some ways that, you know, already people are having a bit of a moan. Oh, you know, bloody hell, we haven't got this, we haven't got that. These guys have been here for 3 months. Give them a chance, please. Give them a chance, you know.
Yeah.
The intent is good, isn't it?
Yeah,
They've done so much in a small amount of time compared to what we had before.
Can you imagine what a big job it is?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. What they've done is amazing, and I would always be thankful for that, because it's nothing short of amazing, and yeah, I can't thank them enough. It's
Fantastic.
brilliant.
And Jeremy and Tom went round the pubs and bought people beer.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it? But I'll tell you, as soon as I seen the Leeds game and I seen all the fireworks, that won me over straight away.
Oh yeah, that was
like,
just amazing,
fireworks,
wasn't it?
You know. Well, so you know, Blues fans have got to be a little bit patient. But I think when we're looking at people's dignity and disabled people, and disabled parking is something else that comes up all the time. So,
yeah,
and I know that disabled, that any sort of parking around the Blues ground is at a premium, and I know the infrastructure around the ground is absolutely rubbish. You know, I know that. But you're talking about people with disabilities. You know, Blues, just try and just help them a little bit more than we are at the moment. And we'll be in touch one way or another, the way we do, and it isn't in a it's not, these things aren't done to be critical of Blues, are they?
No, we're not doing any like naming and shaming and blaming or anything like that. We just wanna help the club, help us really. At the end of the day, if we don't tell them and we don't discuss these things, they're never gonna know. So problems are never gonna be resolved. So there's no naming or shaming. It's just
and all we want to do is make the
information.
we want to make the match day experience nice for everyone, not just for a few people that drink beer or a few people that eat pies, or you know, we want to look at people keeping their dignity as well, you know. So it's an important thing for us, isn't it? It really is, you know. The Blues can come good on that, but you know, if any people have any other experiences, and also like good experiences, because if it's good, tell us if we've got it wrong. And we just happen to pick on the wrong couple of toilets. You know, tell us about it, because it could just be that particular areas of the ground are poor and the others are great, you know. And so, you know, I think our discussion today has been mainly positive, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's nothing. Nothing bad.
It's just,
I think it's just getting a few things right, and also at this point in the relationship between the club and the fans, it still is a little bit us and them, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all we're trying to do is close that gap, you know, so that it's not us and them anymore. It's all everyone helping each other out, you know, because we know, I mean, we know. So, right, one of my biggest heroes, honestly, and I've said this from day one, you know this, I told you this, we had this conversation. Jeremy Dale is a hidden hero here, because he's the guy that like started all this, you know, he's up there with Dan Ivory and people like that, because they're the people that fueled all this. So we don't want to be like, the guys are here, you know. It's
we don't want to sound ungrateful. We just want to help.
But, you know,
help us.
And we don't want to be upsetting the wrong people. You know, I mean, Blues don't want to be upsetting the wrong people, because going back to the 21, it's a big thing. We just need that recognition of those people. Nothing more. It is not
political.
It's not. I think we better call it a day, you know, before I get myself into trouble. You know what I'm like. Listen, it's been great having a catch up. You're off on holiday.
I am. Yeah. having a nice long weekend.
Where you going?
Brecon.
Have you got your wetsuit?
Got my wetsuit.
Have you got your bodyboard?
Got my bodyboard. My paddle board. Yeah. Got
you
the
wear
dog.
Flippers?
No.
No.
I mean, generally not.
No, I don't. No, I tend to just surf. Well, when I can, surfing, wakeboarding.
The thing is, one of the
paddleboarding.
biggest issues of being a surfer in Birmingham is that there's no sea.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Pembrokeshire's the place to go for that.
It's great. I was just talking about Rest Bay, weren't we? What a great place
Yeah.
that is. You know. But have a nice little break. You're going to
Thank you.
Brecon.
Brecon.
Yeah.
And you got a hot tub and wine.
Well, I'm not going to have the wine, but I don't. For everyone out there, I don't drink.
How crazy are you? How crazy are you?
I don't drink.
You're too responsible, young lady. You are.
No, I just like watching. You know,
drunk
being
people.
sober and watching drunk people is just the
I
most hilarious thing that can ever happen. It's great.
You know, when they say like being a named, you know what they call them, a designated driver.
Yeah.
I would just end up getting pissed. I would, because I would look at all them all and be so jealous. I'd just forget my designation and pay for everyone's taxi.
Funny.
Beck, have a great weekend.
I will do.
Will you be doing a bit of moderating or not?
Yeah. I'll still. Well, it depends on the signal.
That old chestnut.
Well, I'm gonna be up in the mountains, aren't I? I'm gonna be hiking and.
I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
So
seriously, have a nice time. You've been an absolute diamond this week, and you know what we call you, don't you? What me and Julie call you? What is it?
Oh, I don't want to say it.
It's the silent assassin.
You said it.
I did. Listen, have a great little break, all right? And everyone sort of watching, please, if you got any comments, feel free to make them. Don't forget, I'm getting a bit like a YouTuber now. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button.
Well done.
All right. Everyone have a great weekend. We've got 3 points to come tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Haven't we? Everyone that's traveling up today, I think Tony said there's one coach going up today. And everyone's going at 7:30 in the morning. So the ones that go up today, you know what I think's on that coach, don't you?
Yeah.
Who?
Rachel's on there.
Rachel.
Rachel's on
Rachel's going to be there getting drunk. Rachel Seaman, she's going to be there. She's going to Newcastle tonight. And she's promised to send us some photos to put on the group. So it's better. All right. Have a nice time, mate. Listen, everyone that's going up tomorrow, enjoy yourselves. 3 points. Boom.
And have a safe journey.
Yeah, safe journey, of course.
Get there and back in one piece, please.
So, everyone, enjoy your weekend. Beck, have a great time. Thanks for talking, love. And see you all. Bye.
Bye.